Course in Miracles says you're never upset for the reason you think you're upset. So if you have fear about money, then what is the one thing we know for sure that you're not afraid of? That's right, money. But wait, if I'm not afraid of money, then what am I afraid of? Well, that's the real question, isn't it? To understand where your fear of money comes from, first you have to understand the human psyche. Your physiology, your nervous system, your entire being are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is survival. Your mind-body complex is constantly scanning your environment for threats and trying to protect you from them. That's all it does. If you watch yourself all day long, you'll see this. And this is the hard part to understand. This mechanism, this machinery of the human being, it doesn't really care if you're happy or not. Have you noticed? It just doesn't care. It wants you to survive. So what's it trying to protect you from? Any and all threats. And here's the really tricky part. One of the things it's trying to protect you from the most is your very dark, scary, hidden emotions. You do not want to feel those. Have you ever noticed there's this incredible resistance to feeling those dark, terrible things? We avoid them at all costs, right? Your nervous system avoids them at all costs. And so how does it get you to avoid those feelings? Well, it creates a fake problem for you to focus on to cover up the deeper pain you don't want to feel. This is how the ego operates. So A Course in Miracles says you're never upset for the reason you think you're upset. The way I say it is we are always choosing a lesser pain to cover up a greater pain. So in our example here, the fear of financial insecurity would be the lesser pain. But what's it covering up? Well, the heart of the fear happening inside you is that you are not going to be safe. You feel unsafe, insecure. Okay, so now what we want to do is use that feeling to go back into your personal history to find the earliest time you can remember feeling this fear of insecurity. The feeling that you feel when you think about money and not having enough. You want to go back and look for that the earliest time you can remember. It might be when you were 5 or 7 or 9. Or perhaps for some of you, the earliest moment you remember may be in high school. That's fine, whatever. We want to go back to that time. And what this establishes for us is that this has been going on for a very long time. The point is there's a long-standing fear. And what the ego wants you to do is focus on fixing money as the way to solve this fear. But see, that whole thing is a dodge. Here's the most important thing to understand in this whole video. Money does not cure your fear of financial insecurity because money doesn't cure trauma. And that fear in your chest is a trauma response to feeling unsafe when you were young. And it has carried through till today. It doesn't matter how rich you are. You can use your money to buy the best therapy in the world, but you still have to sit in that chair and work through this fear, this terror. So if any of this is speaking to you, you might want to attend my free 5-day Fear of Financial Insecurity Challenge. It starts Monday, May 5th, 2025. You can find the link down in the description. And it's really going to help a lot of people connect to this fear and start to dissolve it. If you discovered this video after May 5th, have no fear. The Financial Fear 5-Day Challenge will be there available for replay. And if you're interested, you can join my community. It's called Unblock Your Brilliance. We help people overcome the pain of unrealized potential by finding their purpose, awakening their intuition, and sharing their gifts with the world. You can also schedule a one-on-one session with me if you don't feel like joining a community right now. While you're down there, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Okay, so if money is not the cure, then what is? Einstein said there's only one important question in life. Is the universe for me or is it against me? If you have money fear, you are living in a universe that is out to get you. You do not feel safe. The ego doesn't want to face this fear, this terror, this trauma, because as you can see, it is quite strong. The ego is afraid that if you really face this fear, it will destroy you. So it avoids it. It tries to distract you from this fear. It says money will make this fear go away because then you will feel secure. And that's where it gets you. It signs you up for a lifetime of fear so it doesn't have to deal with its greatest fear, which is I'm going to be destroyed or I'm going to be hurt or there's not enough for me, whatever that core wound of yours is. And we buy into it because it sounds plausible and because our entire society subscribed to this idea: money will make me happy, money will fix it. This is what the ego loves to do. It loves to divert your attention to solving a problem that is nowhere near the real problem. Do you notice how going out and accumulating money is so far away from coming down in here and being with and touching that poor little pained child inside of you that's so afraid? When we stop trying to solve this fear by getting rich and focus on the fear itself, then we're starting to address the real issue. And it begins to heal. By bringing our consciousness to the fear, you begin to dissolve that hurt and that terror merely by your presence. So your childhood isn't over. That part of you that was terrified when it was young is still terrified now. We've hid from it, we've run from it, we've pushed it down, but it's still there. Please write down in the comments if you can feel that the fear you feel today is the same as the fear you felt when you were young. If so, you're getting down to a real truth inside yourself and you're ready to let go of some old trauma, which means you're also getting ready to be actually really happy. Congratulations. Let me know if I can support you on the journey in any way. Be well.